Hi, Tim Blankenship here with Divorce661.com. In this video, I want to talk about how to start your divorce the right way. If you want to hope that it remains amicable, starts amicably, ends amicably, etc. So you can start your divorce in many ways. With us, we generally say talk to your spouse if possible beforehand, before you get started with us. Or if you do get started with us because you already have discussed with your spouse and have a full agreement, that's fine, obviously, as well. But our goal is to keep your divorce amicable from beginning to end, and we'll help coordinate that with you. So a couple different directions this can go. We get some calls where people say, Tim, we've already talked. We're totally amicable. We have all of our agreements in place. We're ready to get the ball rolling. And in those cases, we can usually do that right over the phone or via email to get the process started, because there's no real risk of it going sideways if the parties have already discussed and have a full agreement. The other times we get calls is folks say, I want to file for divorce. I haven't really told my spouse. We are amicable. We've kind of talked about it, but I do want to get the ball rolling. In those cases, we can still get your case started. It only takes one spouse to sign the initial paperwork to get the case filed with the court. But before any court documents start flying around or sent out to the other spouse, we'll want to make sure that the filing party has at least discussed with their spouse the fact that, hey, we've called Tim at Divorce 661. We've got the ball rolling. Give him a call so he can kind of give you the layout and the plan moving this forward, because I don't want to send out court documents to anyone that's not anticipating them, even if it's amicable, just because when people see court documents, the summons says, you're being sued. So it's not a good thing necessarily, and there is a lot of room for misinterpretation of what you're receiving. So I always like to go over it with the spouse. Now, this is a different approach, because obviously we want to keep your divorce amicable as possible. If you are going to use an attorney or your case is contested or possibly would be contested, when you use an attorney, they use a totally different approach. They are going to want to stir the pot as much as possible. Not in all cases, but sometimes that's just the nature of the beast of hired an attorney. They're representing you, so they really have no real desire or care factor, if you will, in treating your spouse fairly. They're here to represent you. So you can anticipate, you hire an attorney, they're going to hire a process server, your spouse is going to get served at home or work without notice. And that's just the way it goes. That's not, again, how every attorney does it, but you can just expect that that is a possibility. Unfortunately, with attorneys, there's more money to be made the more contentious your divorce is. That's not how we work. We are flat fee based, so we want to keep your case as amicable as possible. We are on the same page as you. We want to get your divorce finalized as quickly as possible and do everything we can to keep it amicable, help you mediate through the entire process from start to finish. Tim Blankenship, Divorce661.com. Hope you're having a great day. We'll talk to you soon.